Hello and welcome to another flight on Explained. Today, as you can see, we are flying the Wizz Air Airbus A320 from Luton to Kiev, Ukraine. This is requested by one of the viewers, so I'm going to do it. And I'm going to also go through some charts and maybe a bit of flight planning explanations for those that are interested. And as you can see, the flight would be probably about 3 hours, but I can see that information from here. Airtime is about 2.8, 2 hours 43 minutes, and that is our route. Basically, let's go through our flight plan here. So I get my flight plan from simbrief.com. You can create an account, and if you have subscribed to an IRAC cycle from Navigraph, you can update your IRAC here. My IRAC cycle is 1703. That is expired in March last year, but it's pretty updated anyway, comparing to the default one. So as you can see, airlines, we are flying Wizz Air. The code is Whiskey Zulu Zulu, and you can get that from here. And I'm using FlightAware. Flight number 6001, aircraft 3, Airbus 320. That's the call sign. Origin is Echo Golf Golf Whiskey. That's London Luton, and we are going to Kiev, Ukraine. And the code is Uniform Kilo Kilo Kilo. You can get those from here as well. And our alternate airport is Uniform Mike Golf Golf, cruising at I'm not sure why it says 230. That's really low, but we will make the adjustment in flight. That's the date today, departing at 0230 UTC. That's airtime, that's block time. Difference between airtime and block time is block time. Basically, I think it starts from the pushback. Basically, like taxi and all those stuff. Airtime is when you I think block time is engine start to engine shutdown, basically. Airtime is when basically you start flying, when the wheels get off the air until the wheels touch down. That's your airtime. That's block fuel is the total fuel that you are carrying on board, extra fuel, which is 0. And 0 fuel weight is basically your payload, but without fuel. So empty weight, aircraft empty weight plus payload, that's your 0 fuel weight. Your takeoff weight is basically your total weight minus your taxi weight, the first leg of taxi weight. So basically when you taxi from here to the runway, if you use 10 kilograms of fuel, then just minus 10 kilograms. And then, of course, when you're taxiing back, once you arrive, then you will have another leg of taxi fuel, but you don't calculate that. That's our route. As you can see, Match 2 Yankee is our seat, standard instrument, departure, and that's our transition match, or that's actually like the end of the seat, which is match. That is the transition. Oh no, actually not, sorry. That is not the transition, that is the start of the star, standard arrivals. I can't remember the name. Standard something arrivals procedure. That's the star. which is SLV1 mic. I can't remember the exact terms, but I guess you get the point. We can ignore all of those, and then we have this, our departure from London Luton to Kiev. And that's our IFR flight plan. Elevation, this is quite important if you are flying Boeing. You will need the landing elevation, which is 587 feet. And this is our route, basically, which is the one that you got up there. And that's a cruising altitude of 230, top of climb winds, ISA temperature +8. That is for the FMC. And then we have the time, the distance, and the speed. And we don't have a schedule gate because it's a sim. And then we have some information for our weight and balance. So we are carrying 80 passengers today, 6.9 tons of cargo. That will give us a zero fuel weight of 59 tons and a block fuel of 10.4 tons, and minimum fuel for takeoff is 10.2 tons. Ram weight is 69.4 tons. The takeoff weight is 69.2 tons. That's 200 kilograms of taxi fuel. FMS reserve fuel will be 2.7 tons, and landing weight is 62.3 tons, and we have a cost index here of 30. And basically you enter all this information into the FMC of the MCDU, but the data might be a bit different because of the weight that the aircraft to aircraft might be a bit different, so the numbers could be a bit different. So just follow the FMC if the numbers are a bit slightly different. And this is the fuel. It breaks down basically taxi fuel, trip fuel, alternate airport fuel, reserve fuel, contingency fuel, and then we have minimum fuel for takeoff and our block fuel. And then just further down, that's basically the routes that you are going to fly. You can manually enter it to the FMC or the MCDU, or you can save it on Explain as a file and you can just load it, which I'm going to do later. And we have a descent forecast wind here, and then we have a bunch of NOTAMs, which I don't really bother to read. And then we have some basic weather for Luton, and then we have some basic weather for Kiev, and then basically just a whole bunch of NOTAMs. And then just further down, that's the route, and then any significant weather for the flight. As you can see, there is a front, I think, moving in, and then along the route we have some CB, isolated embedded CB, but passing that we are fine, just that area, but I don't think on the sim you're going to see it anyway. That's some of the wind for flight level 240, flight level 300, flight level 340 and 390. And that's just a bit of a graph that shows you like the wind and your some of the points that you are going to be going, and of course you have the top of climb and top of descent. Alright, so let's jump into the cockpit and get the flight started. Do we need stairs? Yeah, we do need stairs, and we need those. Alright, we are carrying 80 passengers today. Let's actually do that. And we are carrying, let's scroll back up. We have 6.9 tons of cargo. 4, 5, 6 point. Okay, that's about 4.5, 5.5, 6. Oh, that's too much. 4, 5, 6, 6.4, 6.5, 6.6. Alright, about there. And then fuel, we have 10.4, so let's go 10.5. And that's the refill. Alright, jumping into the cockpit, we will just turn on the battery, and we should have ground power. Yep. And then start aligning the IRSs. Alright, so that's the FMC. We basically go from the start, which is here. That's the engine type, and the nav data. So we have Iraq Golf 1613, and that's the version, which is not really relevant. And then going through init, we are going from Echo Golf Whiskey to Uniform Kilo, and then align IRS. So we have the company route, which we downloaded from SimBrief. So you can go down here, and I'm using JAR Design, so I'll basically download it and put it to the flight plan folder, and basically enter it, the file name, which is this, and it says IKO flight plan, reading OK. Flight number today is, I just couldn't remember it, WZZ6001. Cost index is 30, and our final cruise is 370. I'm planning to climb straight to 370 if possible, but we will see how it goes. Alright, zero fuel weight, we are 54.6. And if you come back here, zero field weight, we have 59. So it's a bit of a difference, but yeah, just look at the one on the FMC or the MCU, not the one on the flat plane, because it's a bit different. And we can get the weather here, so you can check the time. And the airport is EGGW. 01 is the date, 0120 Zulu, that's the time. Right now is, what's the time? 0. Oh. Okay, because the SIM time is a bit different. But right now the UTC time is 0227. So we might be expecting a new meta soon. So basically wind 2005 knots, visibility more than 10, no cloud detected, temperature 130.11, QNH 1020. So we can also set that to 1020. And just looking at the data here, route reserve, we have 2.6, 2.7. Oh, that's too much. About there. So that's our reserve, and we have an extra 6 minutes of fuel. That's the takeoff weight of 64.9. And if you look at here, takeoff gross weight 69.2. So we are a bit lighter than the one on the flat plane, and that's because there's different weight for this aircraft and the one on the flight plane. So init is done. Let's go to the flight plan. Let's enter our departure today for 26, and we are using match to Yankee. We have match 1 Yankee, which is because we don't have the latest Iraq cycle, so that will do it. And you can just go through the flight plan here, and then basically there you have to enter your star, and we are expecting that's 080 at 3 miles per second. I'm not too sure how that works, but we'll basically use runway 08. And we have the SLB1 mic arrival. That's the one. No via, no transition. If there is, you can find it over here, which is just before the star arrival. That will be your transition if there is any, but that is not the transition, that is a route. So basically it's like no transition and no whatever the other one was, no VR and no transition. And we can actually climb to 370, so that's good. And we have to stay 4000 or below at GWE16. So put that to 4000, and speed heading is going to be in auto, so we'll just leave that. Pre-selected field too low. That's because there is a difference in the route. Oops. Basically, when I first put in the plan, it measures a straight line, but now we enter the flight plan, which is, it might go like a bit off a straight line. So we are going a bit up north and then go down south. So it's a bit of a curve. That's why the data is a bit different. Alright, that's fine. The rest are looking alright as well. I might actually go 11 tons just in case. Alright, that's good enough. So takeoff weight 65.4, landing weight 58.6, sorry. That's our V speeds, V1 138, rotate 143, V2 156. It will automatically put in to the PFD, and we have IRSs. Alright, that's flap extension or retraction, not extension. Flap retraction speeds. Transition altitude 6000, thrust reduction at 1119 feet, and acceleration at 2000. Takeoff shift, that's if you are using less runway. You just enter like how many meters of runway left. So for example, if I'm to take taxiway hotel and take off from here, we basically have reduced takeoff runway because it calculates from the start of the runway, but we are not going to do that today. We are using flaps 2 and trim is down 0.7, and you can get that from here. We have payload, center of gravity, and the trim basically, and that's a few, and we don't need those anymore. Let's get rid of them. We can get rid of those as well. Alright, flex. This is basically I think it's like a temperature thing. I'm not very sure, but basically it reduces the performance of the aircraft based on the temperature and the pressure, altitude, I believe. I'm not very sure how it works, but I think the higher the number, the less performance you get. The lower the number, the more power you are going to get from the engine. So with the speed is quite high, so I usually go like maybe like 45, just a number. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but yeah, I just put in a number. Oops. just went insane. Alright, just double check everything, make sure it's good. Cruising at 370, optimum of cruising level of 373, so we are good. Maximum altitude we can get is 388, and that is going to increase as we are climbing up, because we will be burning a lot of fuel when we are climbing. But other than that, I think we are good. Alright, let's check our schedule departure time, which is 2055, and right now it's 20. Oh, that's weird. Alright, I'll just double check the actual time. It's 20:45. I think. Alright, okay. So I'll just change the time. And it's basically evening right now. So let's go ahead, turn on the APU. APU is available, and you can confirm that from here. Turning on APU bleed. And turn off external power. Alright, let's get rid of them. Close the door. Disconnect those.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledge. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Alright, we are pretty much ready for the pushback. I'm not going to connect to BATSIM just yet, so let's go ahead and call the pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright, just looking at the airport charts, we have... where is the airport charts? Oh, not this one. Alright, so I was going to say, when you're looking up the charts on Google, usually I'll just look for the PDF file. Sometimes there will be a multiple of them, so just go click on every one of them and just check like the date. You can see the date here is 17th of Feb at 2006, which is quite a long time ago. But sometimes the government will also have the official ones, the AIS from
Okay,
NATS.
all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Alright, and they are usually quite updated, so as you can see, from here it's 21st of June 2018, so yeah, just go around, look for the charts. The latest one would be the best, if you can find them. So basically this is where we are at the terminal building. We are pushing back to Bravo, and basically we are going to taxi via Bravo, turn right into taxiway Bravo. Well, basically just continue on Bravo, hold shot Bravo 1,
So
and line up.
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Copy. Park brake release.
Park brake off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Oh, we're actually using 206, isn't it? Alright, so Bravo Echo, turn right into Delta, turn left into Alpha, and basically line up Alpha 1. And as you can see from here, we have aerodrome elevation of 526 feet. And it will tell you that it's in feet, bearings is in magnetic, elevations in feet, AMSL of 676, and height in above, aerodrome elevation of 150. And that is the runway length of 2,162 meters times 46 meters wide. And then you get the puppy on both runway, well, one runway but two directions. And you have the magnetic directions for the runway. Runway 08 is 7075. For runway 26 is 255, and we are probably going to be reducing the runway length, so that would be about halfway.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Alright, that's a quarter, so a quarter of 2,162 will be, let's get the calculator, 2162 divided by 4, that's 540, make it 500, 2162 minus 5, let's go 540 for now. Alright, so we are having about 6,700 feet of runway available. Let's set parking brake first.
Park brake on.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And we can start the engine as well. Start engine number 2. We are clear, right?
Starting engine 2.
Let's go back to performance. Just making sure engine is good. I'm not sure if that's how it works.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you. Oh, I put 500. I think that's like basically reduce 500 meters of runway length, but everything else is still the same, so I'm not sure if it actually works. But anyway, let's
Starting
start.
engine 1.
Engine 1, we are clear left. Ground signal on the right. Start the clock as well. Alright, 2 good engines. And we are good to go.
Park brake off.
Just make sure our rudder is good.
Spoilers full. Spoilers half. Spoilers armed.
In the event of decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Pass the straps around your waist and adjust at the front. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only when leaving the air.
Flaps 1. Flaps 2.
To refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. You will find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you.
Alright, so as you can see, we are just passing Echo, and we'll be making a right turn after Echo 2,
Numbers. We wish you all an enjoyable
so which is just up ahead. And this is our departure seat. Okay, let's go a bit to the left. Clear left, clear right. Alright, so this is our seat. So we have a warning here: no turns below 1030 QNH. Or 504 QFE. So basically 1030 feet. We have to climb up, and then that's a steep hill. We have GW1, which is there, and we cannot be above 220 knots. And then at GWS06, we also cannot be above 220 knots, and we have to stay above 3000. At GWS12, we have to also stay under 220 knots, above 3000. And GWE16, we can increase speed to 250, and we have to stay below 4000. and so forth, all the way up to match. And then you can see some airspace restrictions on the southern side. And then you can see the number 222018. That's the area of safe minimum safe altitude. That's basically because there is some terrain in the area, so staying at 1008 would be basically safe. Over here within this box you have to stay above 2000, and that box 2200, and so forth. And if you stay below that, you basically have to be very careful, because there might be terrain in the area. And there are more information on the bottom, which you can read. And then additional RNF requirements, and there are also general information. And we have transition altitude of 6000, and I believe that's already entered. And we can turn left here at Delta 1. I think we have already gone past it. Alright, so we are coming up here, and we are going to hold short Alpha 1. And on the right hand side you can see all the frequency that you can use, but because we are in a sim, we are not going to use any of those. And you can also look at the information. We are using RNF1, DME or GNSS, standard departure chart, and instrument, which is SIT. And that's the run, the airport London Luton, runway 26, SIT match 2 Yankee. So that's basically the information that you need for the departure. So we are coming up on Alpha 2, and we are going to make a right turn into Alpha 1, and just do a flight control check: full up, full down, full left, full right. Let's just give it a bit more speed. We are slowing down. I think it's because of the slope. Okay, let's turn off the packs. We are going to go full power for the takeoff. It's not moving at all. Let's give it even more power. Alright, approach is clear. Coming up on Alpha 1, runway 0826. And runway looks clear. Giving it more power so that we can just keep moving, because it's not moving right now. There's some steep slope here. Alright, let's pretend we
Approaching
have
26.
Alright, 26. Pretend that we have takeoff clearance. Runway is clear. Engine is warm up and it's normal.
On runway 26.
Alright, full power. Toga,
Power set.
check. Check.
D1.
Feet remaining.
Rotate.
500 remaining.
Gear up.
Terrain. Pull up. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Speed. Speed. Speed.
That was close. Alright, let's go to climb thrust. Thrust climb set. And we are on a climb to altitude. And we are on navigation. So we have to climb up to 4,000. Flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1.
Flaps up.
Speed check. Flaps 0.
Alright, autopilot. Autopilot 1.
Cross-check.
Packs on.
Spoilers disarm.
Alright, gear up and flaps up. Okay, and we are passing BPK. That's here. BPK VOR. We have to stay at 5,000. And continue 5,000 feet all the way to match. Oh, I like how the cabin lights is dim. I don't think they have this feature on the previous update. Or maybe they do. But it used to be very bright. Alright, 3 miles to go. One mile. And we go open climb. And passing transition.
Standard Barrow cross-check. Passing flight level 062. Alright, coming up to 10,000, we can turn off the lights. And we can turn off the seat belts as well. Alright, so we are having a pretty good climb out here. There isn't much going on from this stage on, apart from monitoring. So this concludes the departure out of London Luton on the way to Kiev. You can go and watch part 2. That's the landing into Kiev. I'll be back for the landing, and I'll see you guys there.